Hello and welcome back to the final Premier League predictions before the second international break of the season.
Liverpool are the champions for their people, with their people. Declan Rice, oh, it's a ripper. Marvellous, oh, that's magnificent.
The young guns of Chelsea claim the Champions League prize.
Newcastle will be playing Champions League football again. Now, 20 times the champions of England, Liverpool.
Yes, we have got game week number 7 today. We have got another guest. I said it last week, it is Mr. Joshua Cohen. I made it, so thank you Josh again for being on. And without further ado, let's get into the Premier League predictions for game week number 7. Boys, if you want a discount on your energy, go and get my discount in the description. New Dan 10 at checkout. Peace. And we're starting off with AFC Bournemouth versus Fulham now. Both sides created chances and could likely share the points. Yes, I'm going to say a 1-1 draw. Why? Because both these teams can create chances, but we know how, let's say, shaky both defences are going to be. I do think it could be a very up and down sort of game. I think one team will either be good or bad. I mean, Fulham played Villa and they lost. Bournemouth played against Leeds and drew. So in this game, I'm going to say 1-1 draw. Now, and Josh, what are you saying between Bournemouth and Fulham?
Hi, Dan's channel. It is so good to be back. I love doing the predictions with Dan. I think his prediction videos are awesome. And yeah, when I get a few chances to be on his prediction videos, I get excited, man, because, you know, I enjoy it. It's a great concept, what Dan does with these, prediction videos. And I look forward to seeing if I can get some scores right and getting a good score. So let's get into my predictions. The first game is Bournemouth against Fulham, and I can only see this going one way, really, because, to be fair, both teams are pretty solid. They're never going to, always score lots of goals and play amazing football, but they're just solid. They've got good teams. They're always going to be around the mid-table mark of the Premier League. I don't know. I would say a draw. I think they're both as good as each other, but I think because of home advantage, I reckon Fulham might get beat by Bournemouth. They do look good, Bournemouth. So, not the most exciting game. I reckon Bournemouth nick it 1-0.
We now go to Tottenham Hotspur. Leeds versus Tottenham Hotspur. Spurs should edge this game with a stronger squad depth, but I'm not going to tell you the score. This is the lunchtime game on Saturday, and Spurs played against Wolves on Saturday and got a last-minute draw thanks to Dral Paulinho. And Leeds played Bournemouth and lost or drew, one of the two. And I'm going to say Spurs to win it by 2-1. And Josh, being the Spurs fan you are, mate, what are you saying in this lively game?
Next is my boys, Tottenham against Leeds, but Leeds are at home. I don't know. Recently, we've drawn a couple of games, but they have been last-minute equalisers. But we have won a few games this season already. We do look a lot better than last season. There's no pressure for us to win a trophy this year because we won the Europa League last year. So all I want is for us to finish in the top 10 in the Premier League at least. And we look better. I like Thomas Frank and I like our players. So I'm going to back us to get a win against Leeds. I feel like we always concede to Leeds. I feel like they'll score a goal, but I reckon we'll react to not winning in 3. And I think Tottenham might do well, and I think we'll do it. I think we'll win 3-1 away to Leeds.
We now go to Arsenal versus West Ham. Home strength, favourite form to carry them forward. But we have had a second managerial sacking. Yes, David Moyes. No, Graham Potter has been relieved of his duties at West Ham, and he's been replaced by former Wolves and most recently, first manager, Nuno Espirito Santo. Yes. I mean, we have 2 managers so far, 2 of which, and Nuno left and now back, and left and came back. So basically, 2 managers are basically just on a switch rooney. But West Ham had no wins at all. They had 1 win. They were sitting in the relegation zone. They got a point against former manager David Moyes at Everton on Monday. And in this game, I'm going to go Arsenal 3, West Ham 1. Sorry, any West Ham fans. I know what money. But Josh, what are you saying in this London derby?
Arsenal at home against West Ham. I am worried. I don't want Arsenal to win the league, obviously, but I can see it happening. They look really good at the moment, and I feel like, teams like Liverpool and Man City could drop points, and I feel like Arsenal could easily win the league. And obviously, I'm going to go for a win for them against West Ham. West Ham look awful. They could go down. I'm going for a big scoreline here. I'm going for Arsenal 5, West Ham 0.
We now go to Manchester United versus Sunderland. Where the hell and fuck do we even start? United lost to Brentford again for the 3rd time in 3 successive away games. Brentford are becoming our bogey team. Like, major bogeying for us here today. Major bogey for the Brentford boys we're tending to now. I mean, anything for us is likely enough not to happen because we are Manchester United at best. And I mean, hopefully we can get back to some sort of normality, hopefully, in this game. I'm going to go with, we should control it. We're at home. But, anything we're as possible. 2-0 to Manchester. I'm saying as a hearted boy, 2-0. Let's try and keep a clean sheet. And please, play bloody Salamas, because this could be his chance to perform well. And Josh, what are you saying in this game? Be bloody nice, boy. We now go.
Man United against Sunderland. Now, I would back Sunderland to get a result because Sunderland have looked so solid. They're like high mid-table. I think already it looks like they're going to stay up. They've just got a really good squad. They've invested really well. They're going to stay up, but I don't think they're going to win this game. I think Man United, even though they're awful, they are starting to win a couple games. They beat Chelsea a couple of weeks ago. I think because they're at home, I reckon they might scrape this win. I say scrape. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Man United win. So it should be comfortable, actually. I think they'll win quite well this weekend.
To probably the game of the weekend. Chelsea versus Liverpool. Liverpool had a shock 90 plus 6. Well, 90 plus 6. Well, I think it was 90 plus 6 minutes. And 90 plus 7th minute goal conceded to Eddie Nketiah. Palace have beaten them for a while. And Chelsea, as we know, are just Chelsea, performing well against Brighton, beating Brighton. And in this, losing to Brighton. 2 games in a spin that Chelsea have lost now. And I think there'll be KG a 2-1 victory to Liverpool. And Josh, what are you saying in this game?
Chelsea against Liverpool. Now, Liverpool have obviously been good. They've won most of their games, but they're starting to drop points now, and they do look a bit vulnerable in defence. Salah's not in top form. However, I do think Isak is going to start scoring a lot. But away from Chelsea have not been as good as they can be. They're winning games, but they are also, they have been dropping points recently. So I think the best thing to do with this prediction is say that neither team will win. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Now go to Aston Villa versus Burnley. Aston Villa got the
Hello,
first
and
Premier
welcome
League
back
win
to the
of the
final
season
Premier League
against
predictions
Fulham
before
on the weekend.
the
2
second
goals in the space
international break
of
of
3
the
goals
season.
in the space of 15
Yes,
minutes.
we have got
This
game
it was crazy.
week
Their
number
form
7
has
today.
changed.
We have got
It
another
is
guest.
turning for the good.
I
Winning
said last
in
week,
Europe
it
again.
is Mr. Joshua Cohen.
As hopefully
But
as
so
of
thank
tonight,
you, Josh,
play
again
as well.
being
Hopefully,
on.
as I said, I do. Let's
get into
Burnley, as we know, got Premier League
absolutely
dismantled
game
by
week
Man
number
City
7.
properly, and I think they're going to give this
And
team a very
we're
good
starting
fight.
off
2-0
AFC Bournemouth
to Aston
versus
Villa.
Fulham.
And Josh,
Now,
what are you saying in both
this
sides created chances and could
Aston Villa
likely
against
share
Burnley.
the point?
Now,
Yes,
Villa
I'm going to say a
have
1-1
been
draw.
poor.
Why?
They've just not scored
Because
goals.
both
Not
these
won a lot of
teams
games, and they've
can
been poor.
create chances, but we
they
know
are
how,
warming up. I can see
let's
that.
say,
They are warming
shaky
up, and
both
Burnley will go
defences
down, in
are
my
going
opinion.
to be.
They haven't
I
got
do
any
think
quality,
it
Burnley,
could be a
so
very up
I don't
and
know.
down
I'm
sort
not
of
saying they're
game.
going to
I think
score
one
3
team
or
will
4
either be
goals,
good
Villa,
or
but I
bad.
do think they'll
I
win.
mean,
I think
Fulham
they're
played
gonna win
Villa and they
2-0
lost.
against Burnley.
We now go to Everton versus third placed Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are 15 games unbeaten in all competitions since the turn of April last year. Oliver Glasner has done an incredible job there, winning the win. He has done an absolutely incredible job. He's being tipped for big jobs, i.e. Manchester United are calling. I mean, to be fair, anyone and that calibre is calling, because obviously all the guys like has been tipped for all the jobs. And I'm going to say Crystal Palace will give us the surprise package. They'll win this game comfortably by 2-0 at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. And Josh, what are you saying in this game? We know
Everton against Crystal Palace. Now, both teams have been solid. They're both going to get mid-table, in my opinion. They're not going near the bottom. Palace are unbeaten in like 18 games. I don't know what it is. They lose their good players, but they replace them well with good quality players. You know, they're just a very solid team. And Everton, I always feel like they're going to be near the bottom, but nah, they always seem to do quite well at Everton. So fair play to them. So I think 2 good teams. Everton are at home. If Palace were at home, I'd give Palace something. But I think because Everton are at home here, I think I'm going to go for another draw. I reckon 1-1, and Palace keep the unbeaten record going.
I'll go to Nottingham Forest. No, Newcastle versus Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest under new long adjustment. Newcastle at home should edge it. I mean, to be fair, Newcastle won 4-0 in the Champions League on Tuesday night against Bologna. Union St. Gilles on Wednesday night. Putting 4 past them. Clear this game. I'm gonna go. Newcastle 2, Nottingham Forest 1. And Josh, what are you saying in this game?
Now we got Newcastle against Nottingham Forest, and Nottingham Forest, they might have a solid team, but with Ange Postecoglou in charge, they're going to obviously stay up, but they're not going to win that often, Nottingham. I just don't think they're as good as they'll be last year. And Newcastle are starting to warm up a bit. They're starting to look a bit better, and they're scoring goals more now. And yeah, I do think Newcastle will win this game. It'll be close, though. I think it will be close. I'm going to go 2-1 Newcastle.
Go to Wolves versus Brighton, and this game is going to be short. And I'm going to go Brighton 2-0 against Brighton. Wolves 0, Brighton and Albion 2. And Josh, what are you saying in this game?
Wolves against Brighton. Now, I mean, Brighton, they're not going to ever get Europe, I don't think, but they're always solid mid-table. The recruitment they do is fantastic. They are a solid team, Brighton. Wolves will be going down this year, in my opinion. I know they got a good point against Tottenham, but other than that, they've lost all their games and they've not been good Wolves. I don't see any quality in any of their players. I think they're going to give it a go. I just can't see anything else other than a Brighton win here, really. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 Brighton win away to Wolves.
But the Man City is the last game. Brentford played against 2 Manchester clubs in 2 weekends in a row. But I think Man City will just have enough juice in their tank to win it by 2-1. And Josh, what are you saying in this game?
Brentford at home against Man City. Now, Brentford have certainly took points off Man City before, and they're not a bad side, but I do think there'll be a slight drop-off from last year. I feel like they'll be conceding quite a lot of goals. Man City started the season dropping a few points, but they are now starting to win quite a lot, and I think they're going to win away to Brentford. It's a tough place to go to win. Man City don't always beat Brentford, but I think they're going to win comfortably today. I'm going to go 2-0 Man City. And that is all my predictions. They could be good or they could be bad, but I've just had a bit of fun. That's what I think the scores are going to be. And yeah, it's been great being back on your channel, Dan. Thank you for having me. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Josh Pros 123. I'm getting near to 600 subscribers, so please, if you can, come over to my channel and give me a sub. Also, subscribe to Dan. He's awesome with his YouTube channel. And yeah, thanks for having me. Bring on all the football. I'm enjoying it at the moment, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon.
Thank you all very much for that. Like I mentioned previously, this is the first of 2 double uploads today. You'll see this one first, and you'll see the women's at 6 or 5 or 4 p.m. So stay tuned for that. But I'll see you lot on Monday for the Women's Champions League. Yes, Women's Champions League has making its first return. Well, you to channel, so we'll stay tuned for that, and I'll see you for the Premier League resumed after the international break.